recently, Lomachenko, he came out and said that
Devin, stop lying. Send a real contract.
Devin Haney, stop lying. We have not received any offers. Send the real contract. What's your take on Vasyl Lomachenko comments?
Like usual, the rubber will meet the road. Devin Haney has not did any lying. I reached out to the great Igis Klimas, manager for Vasyl Lomachenko. What I did was I did exactly hold on. Let me get to it, man. You know what I mean? Because it's time to cook and the grease is already hot. So this is, here it goes right here. This is the DMs between Devin that started here, that started in January, right? And then all the way till August, right? This Devin is asking for the fight, okay? Now you talk about October the 3rd. He then responds and he says to contact my manager, right? So Devin then says Lomachenko would be a pay-per-view fight. And then he says, I'll keep that in mind, okay? So that's what happened, right? We did our due diligence, my good brother, and I reached out to his manager, the great Igis Klimas.
So that's Lomachenko manager.
Right? So I didn't get a response. And then I sent another text to him. Why don't you read it, good brother? Because I'm having a problem reading it. So here is where it's Igis. And then you see the second text message.
Yes, sir. He said, good morning, Igis. Give Bill Haney a call when time permitted. Looked like something special just happened between our two great fighters.
So I didn't get a response.
Yes, sir. It's kind of hard to see, but I think it says, good morning, Igis. I hope all is well. Just as I have always discussed it with you before, Loma versus Haney is something special. I hear Loma is now ready to fight with Devin in early May. Please respond when time permit. We have an offer for Matchroom DAZN.
Okay, so then when I talked to his manager, what he said to talk to his manager, then the manager says that we need to talk to Bob Arum about making the fight happen because they don't think that they're going to be able to make the fight happen because of Bob Arum and all this other rhetoric, right? So then we reached out to Bob Arum, and of course we hear what Bob Arum says, the infamous.
In Lomachenko and Devin Haney recently?
Well, that fight can get done. I think Haney has another fight with Eddie Hearn. And after that fight, if Haney wants to fight Lomachenko, happy to do that fight. That'd be a good fight.
That he's willing to make the fight, and it's a great fight, but he's entertained the fight with Devin after Devin is off of DAZN, which is strange to us because Lomachenko and Campbell was made, and Campbell didn't have to leave Eddie Hearn. Maurice Hooker and Ramirez was made, and Maurice Hooker didn't have to leave. You also have the Joshua and Tyson Fury going back and forth, and there's nothing where Anthony Joshua has to leave. I mean, I can go on and on. You have Anthony Corolla, who also fought against Lomachenko, and he didn't have to leave. So when you talk about all these things, it's rhetoric, right? Devin has been there. He's been on the chopping block. And if Lomachenko, just like he said, wanted to fight Devin, and Lomachenko answering a call and saying then that he'll be ready and he's available, how are you ready and you're available if you haven't even talked to your promoter? If your promoter that you say that it takes to make it happen, how can you be ready and you haven't talked to him? How can you be ready and you saying it's up to the promoters, right? You said it's up to the promoters, not it's up to our promoter.
Willing to fight Devin Haney? Ты готов выйти, когда готов?
Я уже сказал, что, конечно, я готов.
Ты в топ-рэнке, он, Эдди Хёрн, это DAZN, то есть площадки совершенно разные. Вот здесь вы сможете договориться?
Ну, это уже, знаешь, это не вопрос уже не ко мне и точно не к Хейни. Это как раз-таки вопрос наших промоутеров. Это Хирна и Боб Арума. Они должны договариваться об этом.
Боб Арум, по-моему, сказал о том, что он будет ждать, пока Девин Хейни не закончится контракт. Что-то такое.
Но у меня есть контракт, и по контракту у меня еще 1 год с топ-ранком контракт, поэтому в течение этого года бой сможет состояться, наверное, только по соглашению двух сторон, по договоренности двух сторон. Если мы говорим об организации с Хейни поединком, ну, здесь варианта два. Либо Боб Арум договаривается с Хирном, и они организовывают этот поединок, и я в течение этого года, когда у меня еще контракт с топ-рэнком. Либо же я год еще боксирую за топ-рэнк, потом после этого я освобождаюсь от контракта и смело, спокойно подписываю Хейни.
You said it's up to the promoters. So that means that, you know what I mean, it's all cap. Because you're not ready for the date because you haven't even talked to your promoter. You said we need to talk to the promoters. It's up to the promoters. It ain't even up to you, so what are you talking for?
And you guys did talk to the promoter.
Absolutely.
The only one that haven't talked to the promoter is Lomachenko.
Absolutely. Better yet, it's like, how could Lomachenko send over an offer to Tank Davis, right? All the many times that he called out Tank Davis and said that he wanted to fight Tank Davis, did anyone say send Tank Davis an offer? When Tank Davis didn't respond, when Floyd didn't respond, you knew that they didn't want to fight, right? When it comes to Devin Haney, it's always something. Send over an offer when they're not going to negotiate the fight. They don't want to talk about the fight. How are you going to get a fight when you're just talking about sending just a blank piece of paper? You're sending a blank piece of paper only for it to get tore down, right? You never hear what money he wants. You never hear nothing that he's talking about. But you say just send over a paper. No, you didn't say send the paper. You said talk to Igis Klimas, and I reached out to him. And when I reached out to him, he said he wasn't the person to talk to. You got to talk to Bob. So you heard what Bob said. Bob said he's not interested in it. So should we send Bob a piece of paper? Right? No, we talked about him and we told him it's a 7-figure offer that's available for Lomachenko.
Is simply Lomachenko hiding behind Bob Arum, or you think is otherwise?
1,000%. 1,000% he's hiding behind him. He hid behind him with the franchise belt. He hid behind him then. And then when things didn't go his way, then he says, oh, Bob I didn't know nothing about it, right? So now you just said that you're ready to fight in May, but you're not ready to fight in May because you said it's up to the promoters. So you're not ready.
But he does know something about it now because he acknowledged that he has to get Bob Arum blessings. And Bob completely shut down the fight. So what don't make sense to me is why is he requesting a contract to be sent if Bob said no to the fight? You just want the contract to be sent for no reason so they could just trash it?
No, he doesn't want the contract to be sent. He doesn't want to fight Devin. He is doing what he's saying that Devin is doing. He's lying. Since when has he been speaking, right? Bob Arum spoke for him, and Bob Arum said that he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. You see what I'm saying? So now you're speaking, which we thought initially, okay, well, damn, this is the first time Loman spoke, right? So we thinking that he says, I'll be ready then. And then we said, okay, I call Igis, and Igis says, no, you got to talk to Bob. Talk to him for what? You said that he was going to be ready, and you said talk to the manager. So haven't you guys already did that?
But what's crazy, Bill, Igis told Steve Kim, Igis, Lomachenko manager, he said that he talked to Bill Haney and Eddie Hearn, and he said they contacted me, but they followed up with nothing.
He said don't send him nothing. He admitted, don't send him nothing. Try to talk to Bob, which they knew then that wasn't going to work because they hadn't massaged Bob, they hadn't rubbed Bob and said that Bob was waiting on it. Nothing.
Right. Now, to put things in perspective, when you hit up Lomachenko manager, after you said we have an offer for you on the table, did he say, send me the offer? Can I see it?
No, absolutely not. He said, talk to Bob Arum because I don't think that it's going to be able to happen because we need to look at our contract and see if we can even do it based on they think that they might have an exclusive to ESPN. That it might be some language in there that makes them exclusive where they can't fight, where they need a permission from Bob Arum, So what I find that strange is that when Devin was talking, he said that he was available. He said it as if he made the decision. But come to find out, you don't even make the decision. It's not even up to you. So when you talk about send over the offer is not coming from you, nor the decision is being made from you. So to call somebody a liar, once again, you said coward and you said liar, right? Which I think that he's both of them. He's saying that, but I think that he's both of them, because you say send over an offer after you said that you saw the Linares had signed, and you waited not 1 day, not 2 days, not 3 days. You waited a week or so to come back after that, after I even talked to him. And when you talk about Igis Klimas, who you said the manager that you were talking about, it went silent. There you go.
Yeah, we see that. Yeah, and Igis told you to contact Bob.
He told us, yes.
Contact my manager. Yes, sir.
So that's what we do. You know, it's like it's a spin around. It's like spinning around. Okay, go ahead and contact your manager, right? We contact the manager, right? The manager says that he couldn't do anything. Contact Bob, right? So why would you say contact the manager? Right? See, we knew it was going to be bullshit.
You guys contacted Bob after that. Was it you, Bill, or was it Eddie Hearn that contacted Bob?
Both.
And Bob responded by stating that he's not interested in the fight right now.
That he's interested in making the fight after Devin leaves Eddie, which is a slap in the face, bro. Which is saying that you're not interested in the fight and you don't want to make the fight happen now, right?
Between Lomachenko and Devin Haney recently?
Well, that fight can get done. I think Haney has another fight with Eddie Hearn. And after that fight, if Haney wants to fight Lomachenko, happy to do that fight. That'd be a good fight.
From a business standpoint, I'm not going to say that that's bad. That's a whole lot farther than what Bob had been saying about Devin. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say that it's Bob. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it's the WBC. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say these fighters need to get their promoter to agree to it, to go out and advocate and promote for it. Now, you've heard Eddie Hearn come out and said that's a fight that he was looking for, he was looking to make, right?
I heard that the terms are agreed with Linares. How true is this? Is this fight definitely going to happen? We need to know right away.
Yeah, I see a lot of reports saying May 15th, all done, all signed. That's not true. I mean, what is true is that we have agreed the number with Robert Diaz and Golden Boy. It's taken a long time. And now we're putting that on paper. May 15th is a working date. It will be somewhere around that date. There was a bit of a roadblock with Lomachenko because obviously these two started having beef on Twitter. Bill Haney phoned me up and said, look, can we get Lomachenko? So I reached out. I was actually talking to Lomachenko's manager, Igis Klimas, that fight we can make to look after. You know, with everything going on with Bob, Bob's already made it clear in interviews that he wouldn't let Lomachenko fight Haney over on DAZN, and you know, he'll wait for Haney to leave DAZN and all this kind of stuff that we haven't really got time for. We just want to make fights. We just want to progress the career of Devin Haney.
You've also heard Igis Klimas say that we both contacted him. And what is the manager going to do then? If you said that you wanted that your manager is the guy, and every other time that it goes this way, why is things changing? Why is things changing? Why your manager wouldn't talk to him and then negotiate and make it happen, right? And then Bob comes out and says that he doesn't want to make the fight happen now, but it's a great fight, and maybe after Devin is finished with DAZN. But why do we have to be finished? Why do we need to talk about anything other than this next fight? We don't want to talk about we have a relationship and a partnership with somebody, and we want to say, oh yeah, well, we'll do that after. Come on, man. You're trying to kill us in business. We do straight business, good business. We signed an agreement with Eddie Hearn to do a certain amount of fights, right? And in that agreement, right, we were available to negotiate a fight between Lomachenko, right, through Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum. Period. That's it. That's point blank, period. That's it. We signed an agreement and we are available just like Luke Campbell did. Luke Campbell fought him. Luke Campbell just fought him. So what is all this, after stuff? Yeah. If the fight was going to be made, it can be made now.
Just to make it clear, Bill, there was a 7-figure offer on the table, and Bob Arum killed the notion of the fight taking place because he wants the fight to take place on ESPN. However, obviously, it's Eddie Hearn who's coming up with the money, and Eddie want to put on the zone. If Lomachenko accepted, or if Bob Arum entertained the idea of making the fight happen, there was a 7-figure offer on the table for Lomachenko to make if he would have accepted to fight Devin Haney next.
A 7-figure offer was on the table. Let's make it clear that Bob Arum and the team of Bob Arum and Top Rank, along with Lomachenko's team, does not believe in Lomachenko, right? They're just talking. If they believed in Lomachenko, it took Lomachenko 1 whole year from the time he fought Luke Campbell for the vacant belt to fight against Teofimo Lopez. He had plenty of time to fight then. And now he comes out and says that Devin has his belt, the real WBC belt, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what he said in there. Point blank period is these fights can be made, but it takes 2 to tango, and it takes as much pressure as Devin puts on Eddie Hearn to call, as much pressure as that Lomachenko has to put on his promoter as well, right? To entertain it. Not come back to the internet, not come back to Twitter, right? I'm talking to the managers. And so the manager, Igis Klimas, never reached back out to me and say, hey, what's going on? We got a stalemate. You know what I mean? He never reached back out to me. That my phone is right there. He can call me. You know what I mean? All that bullshit. He comes back to the thing and then says, why did you reach out to Linares? Why you reach out to Linares to see about the thing? Because you did never come back. You didn't never come back the next day. You didn't come back the other day. You didn't come back. You were satisfied with Bob Arum protecting you like he's been doing. Like I always say, that there's something special about Devin that makes us put Devin in a position, whether it's in a position that he's the champion or he's the mandatory. We put our head on the chopping block. What you see in Lomachenko is Lomachenko responded after he reached out to Linares' camp and found out that Linares then had signed a contract, right? That was sometime later, maybe a week or something later, after no response from him, after Bob Arum going on a program and saying that he is interested in Devin, but he's interested in Devin fighting on his network, right? And he's interested in being in the Devin Haney business. So with him saying that, right, with Eddie reaching out and not getting any response, right, anytime that you have Bob Arum, who's wanted to make a fight happen, he came out and said it, whether it was with the Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, or whether it's with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. You know, nothing has ever stopped him with the person being on a side of the street. You were satisfied with Bob Arum protecting you. You had 1 year. You had 1 year that you could have fought Devin. You had also the opportunity, instead of when you could have let Devin fight Luke Campbell, but you came in and petitioned to fight for the vacant belt. You asked them, could you, because you're a decorated champion, could you do it? And when you beat Luke Campbell, you then had an opportunity to fight him. You chose not to. You waited 1 whole year. Then you got beat. Then Devin started negotiating with Jorge Linares. He asked, oh, where's Lomachenko at? And then even when I talked to Igis Klimas, right, I reached out to his manager, right, on more than one occasion. I done called him on more than one occasion to make the fight happen. If it was some problems, if he could make it happen with Bob Arum would be vocal about it. So Bob Arum said that he would serve Lomachenko up, but he would want us to come over and do something on Top Rank, right? We'd want us to come over and do something as an independent. He would rather work with us. He wants to work with us outside of Eddie. What kind of sense does that make? He's never said that to any other fighter. I told you guys that if we get Lomachenko in the ring, we're going to punish him. Period. All these narratives that we got to be doing something, that we got to fight somebody else. No. Bob said that it's a great fight, which I agree that it's a great fight. The only thing that I said was that if they wanted to make the fight happen, right, it would be dialogue. It would be back and forth. It would be something different than Lomachenko doing all the talking. Since when has he did the talking? He said, talk to the manager. I talked to the manager. The manager said that he wasn't the guy to talk to. So if he's not the guy to talk to, why don't Lomachenko shut up? He's not in a position. He can't do what he want to do, right? So shut up. Talk to Bob Arum. Stop talking to Twitter and stop talking to everybody, right? When you had an opportunity when Devin was there, right? You didn't do nothing. You didn't say nothing. Now you keep saying something. I'm talking from an executive standpoint. They're fighters, but he's saying coward, he's saying lying and all that. No, brother, it's you. It's been you. And you ask for an offer instead of your manager reaching back out to make something happen. You ask for an offer after weeks after they knew that Linares had signed. You waited. Oh, Linares has signed. Now send over an offer. Send over an offer to who? To Bob Arum? We've been trying to talk to Bob Arum. I've been trying to talk to him about you. Now, one thing about you is you said it's okay to talk to your manager, right? Tell your promoter it's okay to talk to me.
But I got a super chat for you real quick, Bill. Kenny, shout out to my man. He said it's crazy. Devin has to essentially study two opponents, and while one of them makes up their mind, and this after two mandatories look the other way.
How did you choose Lomachenko? Because
I did not choose him. He requested, Canelo requested. So we sent out a vote and we analyzed his history.
Ooh, Canelo and Lomachenko requested?
Absolutely.
Ooh, you just made headlines.
Lomachenko.
You just made headlines.
Lomachenko, top rank, requested. And let me tell you, we analyzed the request. Top of the top.
Define the franchise belt. Can you define it?
The franchise is not a belt. It's not a championship. It's a designation given to elite, unique fighters who carry the industry of the sport of boxing. Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko are two sensational fighters who